Go Green Bay.
They're not looking for a New England, they're just looking for another win. One more will have the Patriots doing the can-can on Bourbon Street next Sunday. The Packers, though, will be trying to turn down the air conditioning in the Superdome and reenact the Ice Bowl. We've got to look at how both teams got to the big game in this week's show, as well as this week's big shock, George Seifert's resignation after 8 seasons and 2 Super Bowl wins in San Francisco. And if George is looking for a new agent, he could do worse than nip down the local multiplex. Tom Cruise is playing the percentages. You know, if I hadn't seen Channel 4's internet team create this stunning virtual facsimile myself, I'd swear the show was coming from New Orleans this week. Anyway, this time next week, Bourbon Street will be packed with genuine Patriots and cheeseheads, because we finally have our 2 Super Bowl contestants. Green Bay, who are just about everyone's preseason tips, and New England, who weren't.
Kelly throws over the middle. He gets his man wide open, and on the run is Quinn Early. He could go the distance. Quinn Early's going to break it and go in for the go-ahead touchdown. A cross play to Megan, and he's stopped, and the Bills win the game.
4th down in the yard. Bledsoe with the block from Martin. Bledsoe runs. Bledsoe head over heels. Throw like a rag down. He's kept the first down. Play action by Bledsoe. It's a touchdown pass. Caught by Ben Coates.
It's one game, and we're still 1-2, and we've still got to fight to get back up into contention.
That gave everybody on the sideline a charge like I hadn't felt in years. He showed everybody that, you know, despite what they think, he does have the guts to do what it takes to make the play.
That's what he's supposed to do. That's what he's supposed to do. It's a good job.
Elway from the shotgun. Good protection. Throws underneath to Davis. What a move by Terrell Davis. Touchdown. First and goal. Davis. 5. Davis. Touchdown.
I called the president. We need a National Guard. We need as many men as you can spare, because we are killing the Patriots. So call the dogs off. Send the National Guard, please. They need emergency help. Please help these folks. They're coming. Help is on the way.
I thought we'd do better than that. I don't know exactly, or I can't put my finger on why we responded the way it is. Maybe it was the pressure of a big game. Maybe we're just not ready for that. I don't know. I'm not drawing any conclusions from it other than we got our butts whipped today every way possible.
Wildly kick to Megan at the 39, 45. There he goes. Only the kicker to beat her in. And Dave Megan has a touchdown. Bledsoe to Coates. Complete at the 1. And Coates struggles. Did he make it? To a single, and now touchdown. The New England Patriots have rallied all the way back from a 22-0 halftime deficit.
This will always be my home, and you know, right now I'm just not living here.
About 3 hours ago, it was impossible to see the field. Our first and goal. Here's Curtis Martin. Touchdown. Martin. What a move. Curtis Martin in for his 3rd touchdown.
Here it goes, baby. Nice and warm here. Nice and balmy. Ready to roll. We win this one, we go to the show. We gotta get this one first. It's gonna be a good one. Don't go nowhere.
Bill Parcells' final obstacle on the road to New Orleans was his old mate Tom Coughlin. But on their first series, the Jaguars went nowhere. And finally, they snapped.
Into the wind, Barker, and he's tackled back at the 4-yard line. Larry Wiggum in on the punter.
A bad snap and a worse decision by Barker not to attempt the punt gave New England the start they wanted.
Martin, who had 14 rushing touchdowns the regular year, has his 4th in 2 weeks.
Natron Means, who'd been the star of the playoffs for the Jaguars, was stood up by the Patriots defense and helped off with a bad ankle and just 11 yards to show for it. New England, meanwhile, were threatening to make it 14-0.
Play action, Bledsoe fires, intercepted on the deflection. It's Aaron Beasley, and the rookie is to the 20 to the 22-yard line.
After the Jags pulled to within 4 on a field goal, though, New England special teams gave them trouble again.
Hudson backpedaling to the 13. The 19 with a fumble, and New England says they have it. They do.
The Jaguars were having trouble generating any momentum, and they weren't the only ones.
Vinatieri accustomed to kicking in cold weather. This one 29 yards as we have a power failure. A bank of lights have gone out.
Stadium across from us.
It got dark.
I don't know what's going on. I don't know, maybe it'll stem the tide so the Patriots slow down a bit. I'll take it. We'll get our wits back about us. We'll be back out.
After a whip round to pay the electricity bill, the Patriots got their field goal, and this bomb to Sean Jefferson set up another to make it 13-3 at half-time. In the second half, Natron Means came out stronger on one good ankle than he had been on 2. Still, the Jaguars' first drive came down to 4th and inches at the New England 31-yard line.
England takes over on downs. He actually lost an inch.
Jacksonville got the ball right back, though, after Drew Bledsoe mishandled this snap and then lost the ball for good, trying to sneak for the first down. It was on the ground for about 10 minutes before the Jags finally claimed it and kicked a field goal. That brought them within a touchdown at 13-6, and Mark Brunell went about getting it with 4 straight completions on a drive that took Jacksonville to the Patriots' 5-yard line. The Patriots could smell the gumbo, but with 2.5 minutes left, the Jags had the ball back 58 yards away from tying the game.
1st and 58 for Jacksonville to tie. Stewart fumbled the ball and recovered by New England. It's Otis Smith. Smith for a touchdown.
We made a couple plays on special teams that gave us an edge, especially early. I felt like we needed to run the ball a little. We didn't do a great job of that. But the 2 weapons that they had that we needed to control were Means and Brunell. I think we did a good job on both of those.
I'm excited. You know, who would have thought at the beginning of the year that here we would be in the Super Bowl? So I'm just proud to be a part of this team.
The Super Bowl was knocked off the back pages temporarily this week by the news from San Francisco that George Seifert is out as head coach. With the 49ers already grooming his successor, Seifert apparently decided to go on his own terms now.
I think everybody knows why we're here right now and why I'm here right now, and that's to announce my resignation as the football coach of the San Francisco 49ers.
When George and I met Tuesday night, I believe it was Tuesday night, is that right? I'm losing track of time. Is that Scotch, right? Well, we met on Tuesday night. It came as a bit of a surprise because Eddie and I both felt that George would definitely be our head coach in 1997.
I'm not saying that I may never coach again. I'm not saying I'm not closing any doors to myself professionally. But at the same time, there are just things that have changed in the business. And there's a natural process to this whole thing. You don't stay the head coach you know, infinity. And there's a time for it to end. This was the time that I felt was best for myself and, as I said before, for San Francisco 49ers. I'm not going kicking, dragging, screaming out. I mean, there's an excitement and an energy about the way I feel right now. Some people have called me today with their condolences, and you know, it's like I got my hands crossed and I'm laying on my back and a flower sticking up, and that's not the case at all.
Seifert leaves behind the best winning percentage of any coach in history, and even allowing for the fact that he inherited a great team, those are impressive numbers. The man who has to try to duplicate them is college coach Steve Mariucci. He was going to be brought in as offensive coordinator under Seifert. Now he gets the top job a couple of years early. He has excellent references, though, from his previous NFL job, quarterbacks coach in Green Bay.
First of all, he's a great offensive-minded coach, but I think the biggest thing is the way he relates to players. You know, guys really like Mooch and want to play for him, and you know, it's a long season, you know, a lot of ups and downs, but he has a way of, you know, keeping guys together.
Seifert spent his career being compared to his predecessor Bill Walsh. Now Mariucci's benchmark will be the man in the shades. To say we've saved the best until last would only start arguments, so we'll say it anyway. Our final famed subject is Jim Brown, the most dominant runner the game has ever produced. Drafted by the Browns in 1957, he played for 9 seasons and led the league in rushing for 8 of them. It wasn't so much the yards, though, as the way he got them that made him great. Brown had both the ability to run through the opposition or blaze past them.
Jimmy Brown was, without a doubt, the greatest football player to ever put on a uniform. I mean, he could just do everything with it. And when you talk about tough, he was just tough because he was such a great talent.
Brown's coaching namesake in Cleveland, Paul Brown, quickly reached the same conclusion.
He recognized my talent, recognized my speed and quickness. And after one exhibition game, he decided I was his fullback. He told me that.
Brown, the coach, told Brown, the player, a lot of things, which didn't necessarily mean he'd take any notice. In the 60s, the established order was being challenged on various fronts, and Jim Brown did a lot of the challenging. Whether or not it was coincidence, in 1963, when Brown the elder gave way to Blanton Collier as coach, Jim had his best season ever with over 1,800 yards and 12 touchdowns. The following year, he won his only NFL championship with Cleveland, and when he retired in '66, it was as the NFL's all-time leader in both yardage and touchdowns. After football, he did some celebrity grimacing in films of varying quality, but nothing to match the achievements that put him in the Hall of Fame in 1971 and on the front of this feature every week. And finally, the script for this part of the competition changes because we have winners for both of our Super Bowl trips. Andrew Spence from York and David Murray from Irvine will be in New Orleans with their other halves. The rest of you can still win the last of the weekly prizes. This week's question concerns the all-time touchdown record that Jim Brown used to hold. We want to know who holds it now. Call 0891 444 444 and tell us whether it's Walter Payton, Marcus Allen or Emmitt Smith. Last week we asked who the Packers beat to win the first ever Super Bowl, and it was the Chiefs.
No arguments, Bill. Get us to Frankfurt by tomorrow morning.
No problem. How about by 10:30?
Can you guarantee 10:30?
A UPS can guarantee 8:30 if we want. Costs us a bit more.
No, 10:30 is terrific.
Right then, consider it done.
Whatever happened to, oh, I don't think so, just not possible?
New system. But we can always go back to the old way, sir.
Oh, no, I'll consider it done.
Thank you, sir. You do that.
Guaranteed 10:30 and 8:30 services. 2 advantages of Europe's new delivery system, UPS. Consider it done.
For Frank Bannister,
psychic investigator,
and his partners,
that fellow takes us totally for granted.
Business was a haunting success.
You don't stop till the screaming starts, you dig?
But they're about to discover
I've seen a figure in a cape.
Death is no way to make a living. The Frighteners.
Introducing Duracell Power Check, the new generation of battery with a built-in power gauge that tells you how much power is left in your battery anytime, anywhere.
Mel Knoche, take 1. And I just hit 89 2 days ago. My wife, Leon, I met her at this choir rehearsal, and I picked up courage to walk her home from choir. She must have impressed me because I've been doing it ever since. Of course, she's just lucky to have a guy like me, but I'm a hell of a lot luckier to have her, I can tell you that. My wife, Leon, and I have missed only 11 games in the past 70 years. There's some people that when they have a baby, they put in an order for tickets so that they will be able to get tickets when they're old enough to take in a game. We don't have to worry very much about the Packers moving away. I guess that's the only team in the league that is owned by so many people. And back in '51, and Leo and I bought some stock. It is $25 a stock. We enjoy our seats there very much. It's just a tremendous privilege to be able to get over to all those games and then have our guests out for some cocktails and nice dinner. That's not too bad. My name is Mel Knoche, and I feel the power.
Well, Mel's certainly feeling it now, and so are a lot of other long-suffering Green Bay fans, because for the first time in 29 seasons, the Pack are back in the Super Bowl. Here's how they got there.
Downhill from here. You don't get 3 touchdowns in a game. That definitely was a great game out there for me. I tell you what, it's just a great situation. Myself and Mark Chmura, we trade off. I go in and he comes out. It just so happened on the plays that were touchdown, I happened to be in and he happened to be on the other side or something like that. So it just turned out that way.
Super matchup for you tonight. The 49ers and the Green Bay Packers. The Packers are arguably the hottest team in the National Football League. And what is not arguable is they have the hottest quarterback in Brett Favre on a record-setting pace.
And an injury timeout as they work on Robert Brooks. It's just very innocently, he's blocking on Tyrone Drakeford, who pulls Brooks. He gets his right leg way out in front of him like that and lands kind of awkwardly. And as Al mentioned, carried from the field, which is indicative of some type of a of a major problem to his legs.
It is a shame because, you know, Robert Brooks is one of my favorite all-time players I've ever coached. And he's such a fine guy. He's having a great year. And I feel bad for Robert right now.
On the fumble, and the Chiefs get it back.
It's a difficult place, but you know we came here feeling that we can win. We got a good enough team to beat anybody, but you know sometimes you get beat.
Time, and we've done that. It's just that we haven't been able to get it done.
I would love to think this is a Super Bowl preview if I knew we was going to be there, but the thing is that we're playing a doggone good team, and I think that they will be the team the way that they're playing in the AFC. That will be in the Super Bowl.
If you don't know how much this game means, what's it going to be? We got to kick some tail. 1, 2, 3.
Desmond Howard into 49er territory, and Desmond Howard may go all the way. Touchdown, Green Bay. 71 yards.
Everyone expected us to win that ball game today, including ourselves, and we did. You know, I'm assuming that people will think we should win the Super Bowl.
Ow! 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 Ow!
Well, by last weekend, all that stood between the Packers and a place in the Super Bowl was the Panthers. Lambeau Field was sold out, as it has been every Sunday since dinosaurs roamed Wisconsin. It was the kind of weather that stopped them roaming for good. 17 below was the wind chill at game time. Neither offense could move the ball on their opening drives. We join Pat Summerall and John Madden on Green Bay's second possession. They're at their own 6-yard line.
Incomplete, intended for Freeman. Good defense by Tyrone Poole.
Tyrone Poole feels a lot better about himself in this game than he did last week. He said last week he didn't realize how big the game was until the Cowboys got on the field and the crowd was going crazy. And he said, this is the biggest game I've ever been in. So he said now this week he has the experience of having played last week. And you look last week, he had a holding penalty and 2 pass interference. His cleats were too short. In the first half, he was slipping all over the place.
You can tell a guy feels better about himself when he points to himself.
He wants everyone to know that he feels better about himself.
Pass is picked off by Sam Mills. And Mills is to the 1-yard line of Green Bay.
And Sam Mills, remember the play that he made last week? The same thing, just play in that zone. Sam Mills, one of the great stories in the National Football League this year. And you know that he's just going to be zoning. He just goes back to the left. He just drops, and that's the slant area that he hits. You watch him. He's just going to come back and just drop right to the. Here's Sam Mills. See him in a zone drop. He's looking at Favre and running to that slant area. Now Favre was looking at Andre Rison. He didn't even see Sam Mills coming from the outside, from the inside.
Sam's kind of short, and he just appears.
And then you see Lamar Lathan go over there and tell Brett Favre what he just did and what they're going to do to him next time.
First and goal at the 2. Johnson gets the carry and gets a fumble. A scramble. The ball is down.
Ooh, that's a bad place to choose to run anyway.
Down by contact. Second down. Second down coming. No fumble.
The Panthers dodged a bullet there, but I don't know about that call. I think watch and see when the ball comes out. There's Leroy Butler coming up. He takes the ball. He hits the ball, and the ball starts to come out just before he goes down. Now, they have a rule that his knee was already down before the ball came out.
I don't know.
Boy, that looks like a fumble to me.
It does to me, too. Here's Collins. Wide open is Howard. Ripped it. Nobody in the area even.
We were just talking about the combination how the fullback works with the tight end. Remember last week it was Wesley Walls who was wide open on a play pass. This play it's Howard Griffith wide open on the play pass. Watch Griffith, he's a fullback. He's going to come right out here into the flat. You see the fake? No one gets him. He's all open all by himself. And Kerry Collins just zips that thing out there.
Casey's extra point is good.
Kick is good.
Leading the Packers at Lambeau Field, nosebleed territory for Carolina, and the gap stayed at 7 after Green Bay's Chris Jackie missed a field goal. This drop by Mark Carrier on 3rd down ended the Panthers' next drive, though, so it's the Packers back in possession as we rejoin the action at their own 27.
Favre rolls right. Gets it out to Jackson. Jackson lost the ball.
These officials aren't very sure of themselves on spotting the balls and fumbles and who has it and so on. You know, we talked about the officiating crew. They're graded every week, and the top officials get to do the biggest games, but not as a crew. They're chosen for these games as individuals. So this is a crew that has never worked together. I've never believed in that. I mean, teams come to big games as teams. I think officiating crews should go to big games as crews.
2nd and 2. Edgar Bennett, like he's going to be a yard shy of the 1st down.
You see Lamar Lathan on that time?
Yeah,
this is a thing that you have to watch out for. He's out here like he's going to play pass defense. Then he starts in, and he meets that ball right there. He's the guy that has the containment. See, he started out, they thought he was a pass defender. He takes on Bruce Wilkerson and makes that play. I mean, Lamar Lathan is really something. But it all starts to start here. You see, Greg Craig in the nose tackle has to hold the point so that there's no cutback. He holds the point against Frank Winters, and they force him into Lathan.
3rd and 1. This is Levens. To the midfield, 40. Out of bounds by Eric Davis. That'll get it done on 3rd and short, or 3rd and long, or 3rd and whatever.
Here they take it over here, and they're going to get right in this area. Earl Dotson, you see Thomason here making a good block. That gives him the hole. He makes a good move, gets a good block from Keith Jackson downfield against Eric Davis, and that was enough to spring him for an extra 10 yards.
First down at the 29. Favre back to throw it. For Levens. Touchdown.
Yeah, Favre is relaxed now. Dorsey Levens lines up all over that place. That time he was a wingback.
Kind of a slow call. The official finally went up with a hand.
Well, here's Levens right here. He's not lined up in the backfield. You can see Keith Jackson goes to the inside in the post. Levens just goes outside. Eric Davis is right there with him. It's a jump ball, and Dorsey Levens wins the jump ball.
Eric Davis was kind of lackadaisical on occasion last week, and he was again.
7 apiece, but Carolina's defense forced their 2nd turnover of the game on Green Bay's next drive. With a bit of help from Brett Favre. They flushed him out of the pocket. He dropped the ball, and when the argy-bargy subsided, it was the Panthers who came up with it, giving them possession at the Packers' 45-yard line.
Collins fakes and now is going to throw and has a man open inside the Packer 30. Collins on 2nd down will throw and done. Wesley Walls hit hard, but inside the Packer 10. Casey, the NFL's leading scorer. Strong left leg. And Carolina Panthers again take the lead. Favre back to throwing. Gets it to Levens, and Levens gets across the 30, about the 28. Favre drops to throw. Risen at the 7. Favre lofts it in the end zone. Touchdown, Freeman. Antonio Freeman put the move. And Favre got it to him.
No Lambeau leap. He has that broken arm.
Tyrone Poole.
Boy, did he make a move. Watch him here. He's going to come in here and then back on the corner. You see, he goes like that. Tyrone Poole slipped again. Remember last week he slipped all the time? That's the first time I've seen any player slip here today. And then we got this thing going between Favre and Butler. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but they got it going after they score each touchdown.
Ball goes deep. A diving interception by Tyrone Williams, one-handed. And the Packers will get another shot with 35 seconds and 1 timeout.
How in the heck did Williams catch that ball and stay in bounds?
With one hand.
Watch this thing, because he's right up against the sideline. Look at him. He catches that ball, brings it in, and everything is in bounds.
That's a heck of a play. Favre. Risen. Out of bounds. Favre. Freeman. Inside the 15 to about the 14. Jackie's good from 31 yards out.
That was the halftime score, and after a field goal apiece to start the third quarter, Green Bay still have a 7-point lead and the ball at their own 26 as we pick it up.
1st and 10, Packers. This is Edgar Bennett. Screen coming. That's Levens. Dorsey Levens. To the 30. 20. Knocked out of bounds inside the 10 and about the 5-yard line by Tyrone Poole.
If Dorsey Levens doesn't watch out, he's going to break all kinds of playoff records today. When we were talking to the Panthers the other day, they said the Green Bay Packers are the best screen passing team in football. And here's what a screen is. You see, you bring the back up in there, you get your line out in front, they make the blocks. Those are just a couple of missed and bad tackles. Dorsey Levens just explodes up the field here, and he finally gets caught from across the field and knocked out of bounds right there at about the 4.
1st and goal at the 4. If you know they're a good screening team, and you talk about it, and they still do it, that's pretty good.
You have to be able to get out there and get in position to hit it.
Bennett, touchdown. Edgar Bennett put it in the end zone from 4 yards away. 26-13 with Jackie trying to add the extra point, and he does. The Packers come up with it.
That fumble by Anthony Johnson led to the final points of the game.
Chris Jackie nails another one.
That iced the game. Sean Jones iced the coach, and the Packers, Middle America's team, were getting ready to take their small-town values to New Orleans.
We're not flashy, and we don't have national commercials, and we don't rape and pillage, and you don't see us on the front page of players of newspapers doing this, that, and the other. That makes us a bad team. We're not sexy enough for everybody, but that's okay. You know what? When you wear that ring on your finger, there are a whole bunch of people that think you're sexy out there.
Now for those of you with attention span problems, here's the Super Bowl equation in graphic form. For only the second time this decade, the NFC will be represented by a team other than Dallas or San Francisco. In the AFC, the favorites